If you own a PlayStation 5, congratulations! You have access to some of the greatest games ever made. From massive RPGs and brutal action adventures to cinematic masterpieces and next-generation exclusives, the PS5 library has become absolutely stacked. Today, we're counting down the best PS5 games you absolutely need to play. Let's get started. Doom: The Dark Ages. The Doomslayer returns, but this time things are very different. Instead of focusing purely on futuristic technology, The Dark Ages takes the franchise into a brutal medieval setting filled with castles, ancient weapons, and demonic armies. Despite the change in setting, the core philosophy remains the same. Rip and tear. Combat is faster, heavier, and more aggressive than ever before. The new Shield Saw adds an entirely new layer to gameplay, allowing players to block attacks, parry enemies, and launch devastating counterattacks. Every weapon feels powerful, whether you're crushing demons with medieval-inspired weaponry or unleashing devastating firearms. Every encounter becomes a chaotic dance of destruction. The level design is equally impressive. Massive battlefields, towering castles, and gigantic demon-infested environments constantly provide memorable moments. What makes The Dark Ages special is how successfully it reinvents the Doom formula without losing the identity that fans love. It's brutal, relentless, and one of the most satisfying shooters on the entire platform. Hogwarts Legacy. For Harry Potter fans, Hogwarts Legacy is the game they've dreamed about for decades. Instead of following Harry's story, the game places you in the late 1800s as a completely original student attending Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The attention to detail is incredible. Every hallway, classroom, secret passage, and tower feels authentic. Simply exploring Hogwarts can consume hours, because there's always another mystery hidden behind a locked door or magical puzzle. Combat is far deeper than expected. You'll chain spells together, counter enemy attacks, summon magical objects, and unleash devastating finishing moves that make every battlefield dynamic and exciting. Outside combat, you'll attend classes, tame magical beasts, brew potions, upgrade gear, and fly across the countryside on your broom. The story won't completely reinvent RPG storytelling, but the fantasy of living as a Hogwarts student is executed brilliantly. For Potter fans, it's practically essential.
The choices you make now will define the legacy.
Space Marine 2. Few games capture the sheer power fantasy of being an unstoppable super soldier quite like Space Marine 2. You play as Lieutenant Titus, an ultramarine warrior battling endless swarms of Tyranids across massive battlefields. Everything feels enormous here. The enemy hordes are absurdly large, often flooding entire cities with thousands of creatures simultaneously. Watching these massive swarms charge towards your position creates some genuinely jaw-dropping moments. Combat combines brutal melee attacks with satisfying gunplay. One second you're mowing down enemies with a bolter rifle, and the next you're chainsawing through dozens of monsters at point-blank range. The presentation is spectacular. Massive explosions, gigantic battlefields, towering enemies, and incredible visual effects constantly remind you that you're participating in a galactic-scale war. Whether you're a longtime Warhammer fan or a complete newcomer, Space Marine 2 delivers one of the most satisfying action experiences available on PS5.
In his name, I will fight!
Saros. Housemarque made a name for itself with Returnal, and Saros proves that the studio wasn't a one-hit wonder. Building upon many of the ideas that made Returnal great, Saros introduces a darker universe, deeper progression systems, and an even stronger focus on storytelling. The combat remains incredibly fast and responsive. Enemies bombard the screen with deadly attacks while you dash, dodge, shoot, and counter your way through visually stunning encounters. What truly separates Saros from other action games is its atmosphere. Every location feels haunting, mysterious, and unforgettable. Housemarque's mastery of visual design and audio presentation creates a world that constantly pulls you deeper into its secrets. The progression systems are also significantly expanded, allowing players to experiment with different builds and combat styles throughout the adventure. It's ambitious, beautiful, and one of the most impressive PS5 exclusives available. Nioh 3. Team Ninja continues to prove they're masters of action combat. Nioh 3 takes everything fans loved about the previous games and refines it into perhaps the studio's best combat system yet. Every weapon feels unique, whether you're using dual swords, spears, odachis, or magical abilities. Mastering each moveset becomes an incredibly rewarding experience. Unlike many action RPGs, success here isn't just about leveling up. Enemy attacks are aggressive, bosses hit like trucks, and careless mistakes are punished immediately. The loot system remains addictive, constantly rewarding players with new equipment and build possibilities. Combined with extensive character customization and deep RPG mechanics, there's almost endless room for experimentation. If you enjoy challenging combat and complex progression systems, Nioh 3 is absolutely essential.
How foolish of you to have entered the depths of hell!
Stellar Blade. Few games surprised players quite like Stellar Blade. What initially looked like a stylish action game turned out to be one of the most polished and satisfying combat experiences available on PlayStation 5. You play as E, a warrior sent to reclaim Earth from mysterious creatures known as the Naytiba. The story explores humanity's survival, artificial life, and the sacrifices required to save civilization. But let's be honest, the combat is the star of the show. Every battle revolves around timing, precision, and mastery. Perfect dodges, devastating counters, and well-timed parries create an addictive rhythm that rewards skillful play. The boss fights are spectacular. Many of them feel like something straight out of a blockbuster anime, featuring gigantic enemies, multiple phases, and visually stunning attack patterns. Beyond combat, Stellar Blade offers gorgeous environments, memorable characters, and enough exploration to keep players engaged throughout the adventure. It successfully combines the challenge of Souls-like combat with the accessibility of a traditional action game. The result is one of the best action titles of the generation. Monster Hunter Wilds. Few franchises offer the sense of accomplishment that Monster Hunter provides. Monster Hunter Wilds takes Capcom's legendary series to new heights by delivering larger environments, smarter monsters, and more dynamic ecosystems than ever before. The core loop remains as addictive as always. Track a monster, learn its behavior, defeat it, craft stronger gear, then repeat against even tougher creatures. But Wilds expands every aspect of that formula. The environments feel alive. Creatures interact naturally with each other. Weather conditions impact hunts, and unexpected events can completely change a battle. The monsters themselves are spectacular. Each creature behaves differently and requires players to adapt their strategy, weapon choice, and positioning. Whether you're hunting solo or teaming up with friends, every successful hunt feels rewarding. With hundreds of hours of content and nearly endless progression, Monster Hunter Wilds is one of the deepest games available on PS5.
I've selected
Pragmata. After years of mystery and anticipation, Pragmata finally arrived, and it was worth the wait. Capcom created one of the most unique science fiction adventures of the generation. Set in a futuristic world filled with advanced technology and strange mysteries, Pragmata follows an unlikely partnership between an astronaut and a mysterious young girl. The game's biggest strength is its atmosphere. Every environment feels intriguing, with stunning futuristic architecture and a constant sense that something isn't quite right beneath the surface. Combat blends action mechanics with strategic hacking elements, creating encounters that feel refreshingly different from traditional shooters. The narrative slowly unfolds through emotional character moments and fascinating science fiction concepts that keep you invested from beginning to end. Pragmata isn't trying to be the loudest game on this list. Instead, it focuses on delivering a memorable journey packed with mystery, emotion, and imagination, and that's exactly what makes it special.
I decide my own way, and I'm going to Earth with you.
We're a team, right? A whole new life. If you're ready.
Okay, then let's go, together.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Insomniac Games somehow made being Spider-Man even more fun. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 allows players to control both Peter Parker and Miles Morales in an adventure packed with action, emotion, and spectacular superhero moments. The first thing you'll notice is traversal. Thanks to the addition of web wings, moving through New York City feels faster and more exhilarating than ever before. Simply traveling across the city becomes entertaining. Combat has also evolved significantly. New abilities, gadgets, and powers create more variety during encounters, while the symbiote abilities add an entirely new layer of aggression and spectacle. The story is equally impressive, featuring iconic villains, emotional character development, and some genuinely memorable moments. It's easily one of the strongest superhero narratives in gaming. Visually, the game is stunning. The city feels more alive than ever, with incredible detail and seamless transitions between gameplay and cinematics. Whether you're a lifelong Spider-Man fan or simply love great action games, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is an absolute must-play.
I'm not going to lose you.
We're going to heal the world.
Returnal. Returnal isn't just one of the best PS5 games, it's one of the most unique. Housemarque blended roguelike progression, third-person shooting, psychological horror, and science fiction into something truly special. You play as Celine, a space explorer trapped in a mysterious time loop on an alien planet. Every death sends you back to the beginning, but each run teaches you something new. The gameplay is phenomenal. Movement is incredibly fluid, combat is lightning fast, and every encounter demands complete focus. Enemy projectiles fill the screen in dazzling bullet hell patterns, while you dodge, dash, and fight for survival. The atmosphere is equally impressive. The strange alien environments and unsettling narrative create a constant feeling of mystery and tension. Thanks to the PS5's DualSense features, every weapon and action feels incredibly immersive. Returnal is challenging, rewarding, and unlike anything else available on the console. Horizon Forbidden West. Guerrilla Games created one of the most visually stunning worlds ever seen in gaming. Horizon Forbidden West takes players beyond the events of Zero Dawn and delivers a bigger, richer, and more ambitious adventure. Once again, you step into the role of Aloy as she explores a beautiful post-apocalyptic America filled with mechanical creatures and ancient mysteries. The world is breathtaking. Dense jungles, underwater cities, desert landscapes, snowy mountains, and futuristic ruins create a constant sense of wonder. Combat remains excellent. Each machine presents unique challenges, encouraging players to target weak points, use elemental weapons, and carefully plan their attacks. The expanded traversal options make exploration significantly more enjoyable as well. Gliding through massive environments and diving beneath the ocean surface adds entirely new dimensions to the experience. Combined with strong storytelling and incredible production values, Horizon Forbidden West remains one of PlayStation's flagship adventures. Crimson Desert. If you're looking for a massive fantasy adventure that constantly surprises you, Crimson Desert deserves your attention. Developed by Pearl Abyss, this ambitious action RPG combines a huge open world with cinematic storytelling and some of the most impressive visuals currently available on PS5. You play as Cliff, a mercenary leader trying to survive a continent filled with political conflicts, dangerous factions, and brutal warfare. What immediately stands out is the game's incredible freedom. One moment you're participating in large-scale battles against hundreds of enemies. The next, you're exploring hidden caves, climbing mountains, hunting wildlife, or discovering entirely optional storylines. Combat is where Crimson Desert truly shines. The system blends swordplay, ranged attacks, grapples, counters, and spectacular special abilities into fast-paced encounters that feel both cinematic and skill-based. Every major boss battle feels like a showcase of the game's combat depth and visual technology. The world itself is packed with detail, featuring dynamic weather, realistic physics, and environments that constantly encourage exploration. It's one of the most ambitious fantasy RPGs released in years, and a must-play for anyone who loves open-world adventures. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. One of the biggest surprises of this generation also happens to be one of its finest achievements. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 arrived with little mainstream hype compared to the giants on this list, but it quickly became one of the highest-rated games of the decade. Set in a hauntingly beautiful fantasy world inspired by French art and culture, the game presents a fascinating premise. Each year, a mysterious entity known as the Paintress awakens and paints a number. Everyone older than that number disappears forever. Now, Expedition 33 embarks on a desperate mission to stop her before humanity faces extinction. The story is extraordinary, filled with tragedy, hope, friendship, and sacrifice. It delivers emotional moments that remain unforgettable long after the journey ends. Combat is equally remarkable. Traditional turn-based mechanics are combined with real-time dodges, parries, counters, and skill-based actions that keep every battle engaging. The visual presentation is breathtaking. Every location looks like a moving painting, creating one of the most distinctive artistic identities in modern gaming. What truly elevates Clair Obscur is how confidently it executes every aspect of its design. It's emotional, it's original, it's beautiful, and it's already being discussed as one of the greatest RPGs ever made.
Watch out!
Even if we fail, we lay the trail for those who will come after. Right?
Ghost of Yotei. Following one of PlayStation's most beloved exclusives was never going to be easy. Fortunately, Ghost of Yotei rises to the challenge. Set in a new era and featuring a new protagonist, the game builds upon the foundation established by Ghost of Tsushima while introducing fresh mechanics, deeper storytelling, and even more breathtaking exploration. The world is stunning. Snow-covered mountains, dense forests, remote villages, and beautiful landscapes constantly encourage players to wander off the main path. Combat remains one of the game's greatest strengths. Every duel feels cinematic. Every sword strike feels impactful. The expanded combat systems offer more variety than ever before, allowing players to adapt their fighting style to different situations. The narrative delivers emotional weight, memorable characters, and themes of honor, revenge, and legacy that stay with players long after the credits roll. Combined with incredible art direction and outstanding presentation, Ghost of Yotei proves that PlayStation still excels at delivering cinematic open-world adventures. Demon's Souls. When people talk about next-generation graphics, Demon's Souls is still part of the conversation. Bluepoint Games didn't simply remaster a classic, they rebuilt it from the ground up. The result is one of the most visually impressive games ever created. Every castle corridor, ruined battlefield, and terrifying boss encounter showcases incredible detail and atmosphere. But beneath the visual upgrades lies the same masterpiece that helped create the Souls-like genre. The combat is deliberate and unforgiving. Enemies hit hard, mistakes are punished severely, and progress must be earned through patience and skill. Yet that's exactly what makes victory so satisfying. Few games provide the same feeling of accomplishment after overcoming a difficult area or defeating a powerful boss. For newcomers, Demon's Souls serves as a perfect introduction to From Software's legendary formula. For veterans, it's an opportunity to experience a classic masterpiece at its absolute best. And even years after launch, it remains one of the strongest reasons to own a PlayStation 5. Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 isn't just a great horror game. It's one of the best horror games ever made. Remedy Entertainment created a psychological nightmare that constantly blurs the line between reality and fiction. The game follows two protagonists, Alan Wake himself and FBI agent Saga Anderson. Their stories gradually intertwine as they investigate terrifying supernatural events connected to the mysterious dark place. The atmosphere is absolutely incredible. Every forest, abandoned building, and dark corridor feels unsettling. The lighting technology, sound design, and environmental storytelling work together to create tension, unlike almost anything else in gaming. But Alan Wake 2 isn't just scary, it's also remarkably creative. The game constantly experiments with storytelling techniques, shifting perspectives, and surreal sequences that leave a lasting impression. Combat is deliberate and tense, forcing players to carefully manage resources while confronting terrifying enemies. The result is a horror experience that's intelligent, emotional, and unforgettable. It's a masterclass in interactive storytelling.
FBI, drop the knife!
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Most RPGs allow players to become heroes almost immediately. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 takes a completely different approach. Here, you're not a chosen one. You're not a legendary warrior. You're simply Henry, a young man trying to survive in a brutally realistic medieval world. And that's exactly what makes the experience so special. The game doubles down on realism in ways few RPGs dare to attempt. Combat is methodical and challenging. Sword fights require proper positioning, timing, stamina management, and genuine skill. The world feels alive. Villages operate according to daily routines, NPCs remember your actions, crimes have consequences, and your clothing affects how people perceive you. Even simple activities like eating, sleeping, and maintaining equipment become important parts of survival. The storytelling is exceptional as well. Political intrigue, personal drama, warfare, and unforgettable characters combine to create one of the most immersive RPG narratives in recent years. If you want a role-playing experience that truly makes you feel like you're living in another world, Kingdom Come Deliverance is nearly impossible to beat.
I only hope I live long enough to avenge the ones I lost.
No doubt you've got a cunning plan for us to get out of here, right?
God of War Ragnarok. Few games manage to combine blockbuster spectacle, emotional storytelling, and incredible gameplay quite like God of War Ragnarok. Santa Monica Studio took everything that made the 2018 reboot great and expanded it in almost every possible way. Once again, players step into the boots of Kratos as he and Atreus prepare for the coming of Ragnarok, the cataclysmic event foretold to reshape the Norse world. The story is phenomenal. What begins as a personal journey between father and son evolves into an epic tale involving gods, monsters, destiny, and sacrifice. The writing is consistently excellent, giving every major character meaningful development and emotional depth. Combat is equally impressive. The Leviathan axe and Blades of Chaos return with expanded abilities, while new weapons and skills provide even more ways to approach encounters. The world design is also significantly larger, featuring multiple realms packed with secrets, side quests, and memorable characters. By the time the credits roll, you've experienced one of the most polished and emotionally satisfying adventures ever created. For many players, Ragnarok is PlayStation storytelling at its absolute best.
Fate only binds you if you let it. Do what is necessary. Not because it is written.
Baldur's Gate 3. Very few games offer the level of freedom found in Baldur's Gate 3. Larian Studios created an RPG so ambitious that it constantly feels like you're breaking the rules, and somehow, the game always has a response. Every choice matters. Every conversation can lead to unexpected consequences. Every quest can unfold in multiple ways depending on your decisions. The sheer amount of player agency is astonishing. The companions are equally impressive. Each character has their own motivations, conflicts, relationships, and story arcs that evolve throughout the adventure. Combat combines deep tactical systems with incredible flexibility, creating encounters that constantly encourage experimentation. And then there's the scale. Hundreds of hours of content, countless choices, multiple endings, and endless replayability. Baldur's Gate 3 isn't simply one of the best RPGs ever made. It's one of the greatest role-playing experiences in gaming history.
In mere moments, all that you have dreaded will come to pass. When the screaming stops and your mind is gone, the rest, perhaps, is.
Elden Ring. For many players, Elden Ring represents the pinnacle of open-world design. From Software took everything they learned from Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro, and combined it into a masterpiece that redefined what exploration can feel like. The Lands Between is one of the most captivating worlds ever created. Every direction hides something worth discovering: a mysterious castle on the horizon, a hidden underground civilization, a terrifying dragon, or an optional boss stronger than anything you've faced before. The game constantly rewards curiosity. Combat remains exceptional. Whether you prefer swords, magic, colossal weapons, bows, or hybrid builds, Elden Ring gives players incredible freedom to develop their own playstyle. Then there are the bosses. From Software once again delivers some of the most memorable encounters in gaming. Each major fight tests your skill, patience, and determination. And when victory finally comes, the satisfaction is unmatched. What makes Elden Ring special isn't just its difficulty, it's the sense of adventure, the feeling that every hill, cave, and ruin could lead to something incredible. Few games capture that magic better, and that's why it is at the top of this list.
Brandish the Elden Ring.
And those are the best PS5 games you absolutely need to play in 2026. Whether you prefer RPGs, action-adventures, open-world epics, horror experiences, shooters, or challenging Souls-likes, the PlayStation 5 offers an incredible library packed with unforgettable experiences. But now it's your turn. Which PS5 game is your personal favorite? And which game do you think deserved the #1 spot? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss future gaming content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.